First opened in 2017, there's a look at the beautiful state-of-the-art Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta, GA. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Minnesota Vikings and the Atlanta Falcons. Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Off the play fake, Cousins. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good. Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Throwing is Cousins. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit, and that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions. Even when you're taking some hits, sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions, step up, and make those throws, and he did that.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
Throw caught there by Osborne. They'll get just a couple, but the sticks move again. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
This one brought in by Jefferson. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with
touchdown. Dalvin Cook. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Vikings will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Joseph connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0.
What's the deal, y'all? Let's go, baby. It's showtime, baby. Do your thing, baby. They gotta walk that walk, baby. Let's roll. That's right, baby. Play to the whistle. He's supposed to catch that, baby. That's how we eat. Nothing's free. Get it. I'm coming. All day, baby. All day. Playmaker, step up right now.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Falcons 1st and 10 here as Ritter gets them ready at their own 19-yard line. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
They'll run with a former Viking, Cordero Patterson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. This defense, tough to run against, and those linebackers, they'll go side to side up the field, and there they get them for no gain.
If you can't get linemen upfield to the 2nd level to occupy them, they have a field day just running to the football and putting ball carriers on the ground. Not many yards after contact when they wrap up like that.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Yeah, it's still early in the game. No sense taking a chance on 3rd down and forcing one into traffic. So I like the wise play he made there. Get it to the sideline out of bounds where no one's going to have a chance at it.
Now a man who did his collegiate punting just a couple hours from here in Clemson in South Carolina, Bradley Pinion to kick. Here comes Rager. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd went to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. From the gun, here's Cousins. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Osborne. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the 1st down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one. Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Cousins. He's going to wind up and air it out. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Vikings. KJ Osborne, 49 yards. And the Vikings have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they've played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Let's roll. Come on, baby. Get low. Playmaker, step up right now. Once again, we got to get it. It's about that time. Let's go get it now. This is your game, baby. Time, let's go.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Taken at the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. They find themselves in a good-size hole here, and a good-size hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. This one into the hands of Pitts. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
And this offense needed something to try and seize the momentum a little bit. And that might have been exactly what they needed. Now they have a chance to go downfield and score and cut into the lead.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. 1st and 10, it's Patterson. And room there to work it inside the 25. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
That was a nice catch, but unable to stay in bounds. And remember, it wasn't a wide receiver who works on that all the time.
I was going to say, he likes to get the ball handed to him. Now, don't get me wrong, he's part of the passing game as well, but maybe a little out of his comfort zone there.
Yeah, he might want to have a few words to say to us about that later, but I am still going with you on that one. Wide receivers work on a little bit more.
And he is going to have a Falcons first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Oh, he caught it. Just couldn't get the feet down. Couldn't get that toe tap sequence, right? I was ready to call him tippy toes if that one was completed.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big 3rd down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
Back to throw again. Pass complete to Bird out right here. And the Falcons are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw, and they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
They'll look to throw again. Touchdown, Falcons! Kyle Pitts on the receiving end from Desmond Ridder, and the Falcons have got it back to within a score. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself, no reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence, because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. He can rack up those tackles in bunches in the run game from that middle linebacker spot.
And what he has to do is make sure he congratulates the guys in front and tells them thanks a lot, because as the guy in the middle, the Mike linebacker, you're counting on your front 3, your front 4, your front 5, whatever you've got in front of you to take up all the blocking, allow you to roam and hit, and that's what he did on that play.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion. Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score. The Vikings with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They run again on 1st down. Cook, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Arnold Ebiketie gets there for the stop. Offensive line really didn't give him any room to maneuver on that play.
Things closed pretty quickly, didn't they? And how about the wrap-up at the end of that tackle? Left no doubt there would be no additional yardage to be found.
2nd down, Cousins. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll get it down here to the 43. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
On 2nd and inches, Cousins. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 29-yard line. They give them 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. Play action now. Cousins. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Back to the ground. Cook trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. There to stop him on the defensive side, Lorenzo Carter. So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big. 2nd down, they go right back to Cook. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line. The offense on 3rd down, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 7. Play fake, Cousins. And complete, right side to Cook. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that's going to make it 4th down. Running for it, here's Cook. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Got this complete to the tight end, Pitts. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's 2nd down. Patterson, he'll try it up the middle. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. Now a 2nd down and 6. On 2nd down, a run with Patterson. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Back to throw here. That's to the speedster, Olamide Zaccheaus. And he is going to have a Falcons first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Patterson running between the tackles. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they've bottled him up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with second and a yard. Here's Patterson again. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And this belongs to the Vikings. Cousins now after the fumble recovery. And that is incomplete here. To throw on 2nd and 10. Cousins. And he floats one there, incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hope they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. To throw is Cousins. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds. And they'll spot it right at the 20. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here.
Well, Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left. More than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know that there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10.
3rd down, here's Patterson.
And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw, Cousins. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. And with great starting field position and one timeout in their pocket, they could still come away with points here in the late going.
From the 40 now on second down. Cousins. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. 3rd down, here's a run by Cook. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. It'll be a 48-yard punt. 5 there on the return. And it will be Falcon football. And the Falcons going to get one more drive here in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. 30 seconds remain in this first half as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throw caught here by Bird. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. They'll throw now on the final play. Zacchaeus here hauling it in. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Falcons ready to go back to work to start the 3rd quarter. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come, their first drive of the 3rd quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one and set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive.
Running the counter, Patterson.
Ooh, with a juke. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
He's going to try and do this himself.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 43. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Cousins complete. Jefferson the target. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Cousins in step with Jefferson that time. 1st down Vikings.
They'll look to throw here.
And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson.
And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. They'll try the middle with Cook.
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line.
It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll be brought down short of the 15, but a really good move on the run.
44 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Cousins.
Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 3rd catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a 1st down. Off the play fake, Cousins. Forced out to his left. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete.
This is where good coaching and execution come into play, because down this close, you absolutely don't want to turn it over. Good job keeping that in mind as he escaped, bought time, and decided throwing it away was his best option.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Throwing, Cousins. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward.
And the Falcons are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. And they'll begin by running the option.
And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Straight ahead, Patterson.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
He'll get this into the hands of Bird. And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
For many people, that's not your standard play call in that 3rd down situation. But for so many offenses, they just want the ball in the hands of their playmakers in open space. And after he caught it, he did a nice job picking up the 1st down.
On 1st and 10, it's Algier.
And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front, and it may be a guard can slide up to the 2nd level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
Ritter's throw complete. This is London.
And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50.
Ritter and London team up there. 1st down, Atlanta.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Throws right back to London, complete again. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. 6 yards left on second down. Back to the ground now. Patterson.
And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything, change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Now Cousins. He's going to let this one go deep. And that's caught inside the 35.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Atlanta. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Cook up the gut. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now Cousins. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. From the red zone now, Cousins. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Another one on this play for Justin Jefferson. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll run with Cook. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this 4th quarter. Joseph now to have the PAT. It's good, and it is now 21-7.
Get something together. Guys, ready to get it on right now. Let's go. Me and you, me and you.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
And here now come the Falcons.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Falcons 1st and 10 here as Ritter gets them ready.
At their own 21.
Beginning on the ground with Patterson.
And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Second and 4.
Oh, this is going to be caught along the sidelines. Probably shouldn't have been caught. He's going to lose yardage there. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. 3rd and 7 now.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
Throw left side, complete to Bird. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete.
And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. That'll give them 8 that time, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You've got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 34-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 34.
Back to throw again.
And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
They'll look to throw again.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Complete to Zacchaeus. And he'll be stopped short of the 1st down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll bring up 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs, even though they're playing out on the perimeter.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Back to the ground. This time Cook. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
Well, obviously they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead now they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner. And there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive.
And here's Ryan Wright now
as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
So now Ritter and the Falcons
down by 2 touchdowns. A minute 50 to play. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
able to find Patterson.
And they'll bring him down right around the 13. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Clock running here, under 90 seconds to go. 2nd and 3. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
If this offense can't get it done, they'll think back to just a few plays and say to themselves, this was a winnable game and we let it get away. Still a chance to save it, but time's definitely running out.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Back to throw here. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. First down now, but that clock rolling. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks.
And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll run for it with Cook, and he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something, and they did in this one. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter, but 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you're going to win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you say baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time, and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that, and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the first quarter and just shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.